Hey everybody, Ryndur'd here, back with another Ryndur'd review. This time we'll be doing Transformers Generations Brainstorm. Brainstorm is the first updated Headmaster that I know of to be released under the Generations line. He is not the first Headmaster in a while. Omega Supreme from the Cybertron, no, it was Energon line. Was a Headmaster, and of course Sideways from Armada, but this is probably the most updated version of an original Headmaster that we've seen in quite some time. So that being said, let's take a look at some of the cool things that we've got going on here. First, we'll look at the box and bring that forward. Of course, we've got Brainstorm. This is part of the 30th anniversary to 2014. This is just a really hard figure to come by, especially in the stores, but I was able to get my hands on them. We got some really awesome box art, Transformers Generations on the side there, and of course the artwork continues over onto the side, so it just kind of wraps, which is nice. And then we got our shots, and of course it comes with two guns. We have our 30 again, Transformers 30. And a bio for him, so we'll put it over there. I'll let you guys press pause if you want to read it, and there we go. Okay, so and tech specs. This, this particular Generations box comes with the tech specs written on there. Is it me, or do you guys remember the days where you got the bigger Transformers and you got the little red translucent piece of plastic that lets you actually read the tech specs, otherwise you had no idea who was strong or what? I kind of miss those days. And those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, ask your parents, because they will be able to tell you. Okay, so just for comparison, we're going to go ahead and bring in Skids. Of course, Skids is a deluxe figure. Gives you some idea on height as far as that goes. Skids isn't going to stand up very, very well, but definitely comes up to about the chest on him, even with the wings. We'll pull him out of the way here. We'll bring in Springer, who is also of the same scale and size as Brainstorm. It might be this way I have him, but Brainstorm is taller than Springer by quite a bit here, it looks like. Even just head to head, Brainstorm is going to be a little bit taller across the board, not to mention all the kibble on his back. So that being said, it gives you kind of an idea of where each one stands as far as height goes in the lineup. So we'll get Springer out of the way here. As far as articulation goes, you got a little bit of articulation in the foot, up and down, and that's really just more part of the transformation. It doesn't. You get a little bit of a turn in the ankle for some posability, not much, but it does kind of help with some of the making them stand a little better. So knee joint, definitely got some posability there. The hips can move up, but you got to bring out the side pieces, and you got to bring up the cod piece really to kind of get something going on. But you can bring it up. You got a nice strong ratchet in the hip for in and out, and of course back. So not too bad there. Like I said, the cod piece does move up, so you can get some more posability, and you can kind of bring it back down. So there you go on both sides. Nothing, of course, in the torso because of the cockpit for his alt mode, but you can get in here and see his tech. All original Headmasters, when you put their heads on, would pop down the specs for speed, strength, and intelligence. Let's see if we can bring this down a little bit and get a better look at it. So there we go. Speed, strength, and intelligence. It's much quicker, just not as strong, and pretty smart for his own good. And then when his Headmaster comes off, it'll sit in there. This piece pops down. This, instead of the old way, This is just a piece of plastic that flaps down. When the head comes on, and you move this piece down, it pops that down so you can see it. So not too bad there. We'll look at the head here in just a minute, get a better feel for that. His arms are 360. They're on a joint, so you can get in and out and all the way around. He gets swivel on the upper bicep of his arm. Elbows are on dual joint, so you can get some posability there. And most of that's going to facilitate his transformation. And the wrists, of course, can go in and out, but again, that just facilitates mostly his transformation. So there you go. His weapons are stored on his back. I'll give you a look here. We'll turn him around. So mostly that's just part of the spaceship in his alt mode. And there's his two cannons going on there. And those just plug into the side. And of course that's also their storage in his alt mode. It's just right there, so you can take them off. And they just fit nicely into his hand. And it doesn't matter which one you put on. And they sit well. They sit pretty well. Just get a close-up of one of the guns. The mold is the same, so it doesn't matter which side you put it on. It's pretty much molded out exactly the same. Hollow for the barrel. And no change. Molded in detail. Like I said, it doesn't matter on that side versus this side. So you can put it in either side. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the aesthetics of the transformation or how it looks when it's stored on his back. You know, nothing signifies left versus right. So that's nice, you know, because sometimes I don't want to keep track of which gun goes where, right? We'll go ahead and set his guns aside for the time being here. And of course on his wings, just get some idea. There's the Autobot symbol there. Nice silvery background to the red paint. He has a very nice teal color. Probably a little more teal than I would like, but overall I think the gray kind of helps tone it down a little bit, and as well as the cream color. So paint scheme overall not bad. Figure, as far as the action figure side of this goes, not bad. Really, I mean, he's really not going to be in his alt mode, and I'll show you why in a minute, but I like him better in this pose more than anything else. That being said, let's look at his head here real quick. His head is on a kind of a ball joint for what it is, so you can get some spinning around here. You look down, you kind of look uppish. You can look like you're in thought or stupor, you know, to be or not to be. I don't know. But it comes off, and there's a port right there. It clicks in. This piece kind of helps keep the head in. It's also tied to the mechanism that drops down his tech specs. So, you know, there you go. He can hold his own head. How's that? See? And then there you go, man. You can do your Shakespeare right there. Just pop his head in there. And then you'd be like, alas, poor Horatio. I knew him well when he was on my shoulders. I don't know. That's just me. I was trying to be funny. We'll set him aside, though. Over here. We'll take a look at the head. Now, the head has some yellow eye paint. I think the paint for the eyes is muted out based on the color scheme. I don't know if they could have changed that by making the eyes more blue. I probably would have helped. Probably would have helped stand out a little bit more. They got very tan, very cream colored head, molded in detail. Vents, some crowning, and work our way around to the side there. And of course, you can see this is where his legs are. And there's that crowning around there. Straighten his head out here. And then on that side as well. So, nice head. Nice head sculpt. Transformation for the head into the pilot is pretty much that right there. Look at that. We'll just lift the legs up. Arms come out a little bit. Let's come up here a little closer. See if we can get that seen. There you go. I don't know if you can see it very well. He's got a face. He's smirking. He's smiling. He's smirkling, if you will. I don't know. Eyes are painted. Got a little bit of yellow on the crest of his helmet. Overall, not bad. The arms are molded in with everything else. And I think for the headmaster side of this, you're going to get what you get as far as the head goes. You know, there's only so much you could do. And I don't really mind that. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of got shields, I guess, you know, you want to call it that. It's the Captain America of Brainstorm. I don't know. The knees and hips are just tied together because of, again, it all ties to his transformation. There's a little bit of paint apps missing on mine, or just kind of came off the way it is. A little irksome, but again, I mean, like, unless you're really looking for it, you don't know it's there. His head is the ball joint, so it's the same ball joint that moves when he's attached to Brainstorm to give it that articulation there. So that's kind of cool that his head's on a ball joint. But all in all, that's the pilot. So we'll set him aside here, and that leaves us with the transformation of Brainstorm in general to his alt mode. And his alt mode is that of a Cybertronian plane, I would say. Let's see if we can kind of set this up a little bit differently. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and, I don't know, I'm going to just do it. I don't really have a set way of doing it. So, I'm going to untab his back. Now, there's a tab here, and it goes in there. That's what holds this up in place kind of securely. Not that you really need it, because, I mean, it more or less holds up pretty secure, but clicks in, you can feel it. There is a little bit of you know, resistance prior to getting it in, so you'll know it's there, and you'll bring that down. You're going to bring his legs up, and then you're going to rotate them down as such, and you're going to bring the front of the jet up just like so. Bring his legs together, and then that kind of clicks into place. I don't know if you heard that little click there. There you go, a little click. So you got that set up. We'll go ahead and fix his feet. That lifts up there, so you got a little storage compartment for his feet, which make up kind of boosters on the bottom there. And do the same on the other foot. And you're done. I'm going to move his arms here. Can bring these together, kind of ties up the jet, fills in some gap. And of course there's tabs right there on each of the calves. They're going to go in respectively there and there. So bring those back. Well, I was close. It wasn't necessarily there, it's actually there. I blame my eyes. There we go. So that makes up that portion of the body of the jet. And then what we'll do is we'll bring the arms, we'll turn them around here, lift this open, and we'll put the hands in, close that. Now this tab right here on the arm is actually going to go into this hole right there. The first time I did this, I didn't realize that because I honestly didn't read the instructions. I just figured I knew how to do it. So you'll see it goes right in there. So I transformed it the first few times. There we go, right in. Like a champ, it goes right in. We'll see if we can get a better look this time. So I'm going to go back, turn it, pop it in. There goes his hand. And we're going to come back here, and we're going to push it in. Right there. There you go. And then of course his side wings come up, and then his actual wings for the jet mode. And that's the jet right there. That's his Cybertronian jet mode. What should not be Cybertronian? What should be something else? I don't know. There you go. Of course, here, let's bring in his guns again. We'll clip them on. We'll peg them in. It's not really clipping. Kind of completes the look there. Let's see if we can get a pop down. He has a landing gear in the front. Kind of helps stabilize. Well, stabilizing gear. I don't know. Kind of get a good look at him there. So, from head to toe, not bad. Get a front view of that. All in all, it's an easy transformation. It's probably one of the more easier transformations that this line has had for a figure. There's not much there. I kind of feel like they spent more time working on that robot mode than they did his overall alt mode. There are things that bug me about it. Just the bottom here is all hollowed out. I don't like that. I don't feel like it's serving any real purpose. I mean, it's part of his foot. They could have just filled this portion in knowing it was going to look bad. The fact that his arms over here are like this, I think that kind of bugs me as well. Because you can see it's not really hiding anything as far as the transformation goes, you know? And then, of course, there's his jet boosters in the back. But as he is a plane, as he is a headmaster, we can open up the canopy, and we bring the pilot back in. And he sits in there nicely enough. You can close it, you know. Probably need to lift that up so he sits in there a little bit tighter. So there's the full seat. It goes in a little further. There you go. So very nice. Alt mode. Well, I'm not going to say very nice alt mode. I think it's being generous. It's a good alt mode. It's not a very nice one. There's certainly a lot that could have been done to kind of make it look better. But you know, you got some silver apps on the side there. Same silver as the gun, which is still nice because I like that silver paint. And then of course you can see the silver apps here as well on either side. You got some silver there. On the bottom of his alt mode, that's what you got. So yeah, I mean the plane's good. The robot mode is way better, definitely, by far, much better. But and that's how I'm gonna leave them myself. I would rather. It would have been nice to have a plane mode, but then again, you know, the more I think about it, there are very few Transformers I leave in their vehicle mode, anyways, or their alt mode in general. Most of the time, they're just in robot mode. So I don't know, if you had to 1 out of 10 scale it, 7 for the alt mode, and definitely 10 for the robot mode. And that's fine. You know, like I said, I can live with a weak alt mode, especially if the robot mode is so strong. So let's go ahead and do some comparison here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and bring in Springer here in his alt mode for comparison. I'll go ahead and bring that up here a little bit. All in all, Springer is, of course, smaller, given the fact that I'm only comparing him in his car mode to Brainstorm's plane mode. So he's gonna lose out as far as size goes. I'm gonna bring those around here to the front, kind of get a better view. All in all, kind of give you an idea of comparison. I like the figure as a robot for sure. Brainstorm is definitely a must-have if you can find him. I think he's a must-have just because of the difficulty involved with getting him. as much as the just having the figure himself. As far as a strong robot, you know, robot form. So, but that being said, definitely a must-have for anyone who's collecting the Generations line. I highly recommend it. And then, you know, if you want to keep it in alt mode, more power to you. So there you go. Definitely worth having in robot form, no matter what. Just for those of us for nostalgia reasons, because, you know, it reminds us of our G1 days. And those for just who, you know, want to pick up the line. And the Generations line has by far been one of my favorites of the Transformers lines. More than any other. I think that they give us just enough on the collector's side of what we want with putting out a good, strong figure for kids. So, that being said, this is my review of Brainstorm Generations Transformers, and thank you again. We'll catch you on another episode. Have a great day, guys.